Okay guys, I'm not gonna lie, but this unit scares me just a little bit. Kind of intimidating. And truthfully, I've been putting it off for a little while just because I am afraid to start. But it's time for me to get down to it and to just be brave and attack this thing. What I need to do is return to my original premise that 5 minutes matters. So hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Marcy and I create videos that have to do with journal making and paper crafting. And lately I've been branching out into decluttering my craft room, as well as working on scrapbooks and providing some scrapbooking videos for you. So my channel's kind of expanding a little bit because that is where my life is at the moment. I'm coming to you today on a kind of a gloomy gray Sunday, but this is the perfect day to be working on the giant calyx unit here. I can never get my hand right. This is the perfect day to be working on this bad boy right here. Before we get started though, I'd like to say hello and a warm welcome to Jan and Jan, there are two of you, Amy Ruth, Luann, Amber, and Sharon. Thank you so much for watching and for your kind comments. I really appreciate it. So the clarifying questions that I plan to use are the principles that we've already addressed in some of the other videos, and I just want to kind of return back to those basic ideas. So the first one is 5 minutes matters. And what I'm going to do is break each of these little cubbies down into 5-minute segments and go through each of them 5 minutes at a time. There are 25 cubby holes, and so that will equal 125 minutes, so just a little over 2 hours. I won't film the entire process, but I will film kind of as I go, you know, just a little bit along the way. Okay, so this thing of paper here, those are like coffee dyed papers and different things. I'm going to have to sort through that on its own. It's probably a 5-minute project by itself. So far it looks like each cubby's only taking me a couple of minutes to quickly go through. That's pretty good, so I'll keep after it. So that was the first clarifying question, and then I'm going to ask, do I currently use this item? Whether it's a supply, a tool, a product, and is it serving my purposes or its purpose in this craft room? And if the answer is no, then it has to go. The third clarifying question is one that the minimalists ask, and I'll be keeping this in mind as well, and that is, if this were to spontaneously combust, would I run right out and replace it? And along with that, they have another rule. If I can replace this item in 20 minutes for under $20, I should let it go. Now, those are principles for being minimal, and I'm not going for minimalism here, but I am going for a 50% overall reduction in stuff in each cubbyhole as well as my entire craft room. And then lastly, and this has been a big one I've noticed lately, did I forget that I owned this thing? Because if I did, that's a clear signal. I really don't need to keep hanging on to it. I've been running into that in other places in my house, so I would not be surprised if I find a few things that I have completely forgotten about. Once this calyx unit is decluttered and I've kind of gotten this out of the way, I think the rest will go even more smoothly. I have been clearing out off camera, so I have been working slowly through some of the other sections of my craft room, but this is the guy, this is the time, and I just need to get down to it. Like I said, my overall goal is to reduce by 50%, and so the order of operations I'm going to be following, if I love it and it's an absolute yes for that item, then I will keep it. If it's a yuck, I'm going to toss it. So for each cubby hole, as I look at each item, do I love it? Keep it. Do I hate it? Let it go. And then all the in-between stuff, I'll be asking those clarifying questions. Of course, if it's not an enthusiastic yes, I want to keep this, then it will be moving on to someplace else. The other thing that I am trying to do as I make my donations is to donate the items that are going out of my house and out of this craft room to the places that are best suited to receive that item. For instance, these craft items are going to be going to the creative reuse store. Then I will go and donate the rest to a specific thrift store here in the area that I know I always find good crafting supplies at, and so I'm just going to take it to that one because I know that's what they carry. I have noticed that the various thrift stores kind of have, each one has its own personality, and some offer different items even though they may be within the same chain. These two notepads I took out of the first couple of cubbies. I also have one down here in my maybe later pile, and then I have one over here that was in my donate pile. I think what I'm going to do on those is go through them separately and pull out the pages that I still want. These have been used quite a bit, and so not all of them are pages I wanted to keep. So I think I will do that, and that's another whole project. So for now, in the interest of just getting the cubbies taken care of, I don't think I should stop and try to sort those right now because that'll take time. I just want to keep moving forward with the cubbies, and clearly I haven't hit 50% gone at all. So we'll keep after it. Okay, these are the last two cubbies on the top shelf, and this one I recently reorganized, and these are all of my botanical books. So I already know I want to keep those, so I don't, it's not going to be 50% gone there either. These are journals I've made or purchased, and so that is pretty much organized, other than I pulled out this. This was a December daily I got in a swap ages ago, and I've never really used it. I'm not much of a diary kind of person, even though I make journals, and it was really cute, but I think maybe it should be passed on. There was something else, I think it's missing numbers on a couple pages. I got it in a swap thing, and she put her heart and soul into it. It's super cute, but I think it should go on to somebody who really can use it, so that'll go in the donate. The only other thing in here, let's scoot these over for a second. These are my idea books too. So I've got a couple of books. There's the Business Boutique by Christy Wright, and I'm just having a lot of hard time getting into that, and I don't know that I really am going to keep it. I'll put it in the maybe later pile. Oop, that was fun to watch, wasn't it? This is my notebook where I record ideas. This is one of my books where I get a lot of my quotes, and for the most part I've given up doing the quotes because I just kind of ran out of good quotes, so that can go back on my bookshelf. This is another one that had quotes and stuff I picked up at a thrift store, so I could probably just donate that. There we go, threw that in the donate pile. And then these are more of those little quotes I'll paper clip together. When I hear something good, I would write it down. Okay, that's my journal I made a couple years ago. Idea book. Okay, so I guess that did reduce down. All right, okay, so that looks better. I also eliminated from there the other day, I have a really old Kindle that was just sitting in that shelf, and I figured out, I think, a place that will take it and dispose of it properly. So let's go down to this one. And let me tell you about this. So you guys I don't want you to cry, but it's probably most of that is just going to go in the recycling. These are all the paper strip cutoff things, and I like to punch paper lace and things and sell them in my shop, but I just haven't gotten to it, and that's been sitting there like this for like 4 years. I think my idea that I was going to punch all of these and sell them again, they sold quite well the first time. It just takes time. I don't have time for that right now. I don't know that I really even want to sort through it, because strips of that size, you know, you might or might not use them. They're the cutoffs. So I really think those are all going in the recycling. This is where I keep my recycling. I'm just gonna let them go. I just really think it's for the best. I can't just keep hanging on to a lot of stuff. You know, you just can't. I can't hang on to everything. Although this would make a really nice hinge because it's neutral. The neutral ones are great, and it's just a piece of paper. And a lot of these were plain. A lot of these I'm sick to death of looking at. So, be brave, be strong. I think I just saw a piece of acetate. Huh. Okay, they're going in the recycling. I don't know if that's even in frame, but trust me when I say they're going in the recycling. This one is a scrap, though, I could reuse that I actually like. Some of these are just so old, I don't want to look at them anymore. So what I was talking about are things like this. This is going to go back as a donation to the thrift store because that's where I bought it ages ago. It's a Tupperware celery keeper. Okay, continuing on. I have all that in the recycling now from the paper strips and everything else, all those scraps, and quotes and scribbles and ideas and things. Old stamp pads for distressing. I need to go through that really fast. These are current stamp pads that I use, so I am on top of this. I don't need to sort through that because I already know that those are the ones that I am keeping and using. When they are too old and yucky, they end up here, but I find that I'm not using these for distressing, and some of them may be dried out by now, so I'll have to test them. These two hymnals, Hymns for Juniors. Long ago when I first opened my Etsy shop, I made paper lace strips out of hymn pages, and these are the right length, and that's what I was going to do with these books, but I have had these sitting here for a few years now. I haven't done it, and again, I'm not sure I want to take the time to punch paper lace, so I have a spot out in the garage, and I do have a few things I'm going to try and sell on eBay and see if it works. These old hardbound hymns and things, little hymnals. It's kind of a crapshoot because they may or may not sell. So we'll see, and it's not something I'm going to get to right away. Okay, so now I'm going to head on over to the rest of this unit. This is Christmas. This is Christian ephemera stuff. This is general ephemera stuff. And then those are like my ephemera pockets and embellishments and things. So I'll be going through that. Okay, this shelf, this row of cubby holes right here is throwing me for a loop, and I'm getting already kind of flustered because I can't do each one of those in just 5 minutes. I'm gonna have to sort through each little bin, and then I already had the other stuff that I wanted to sort through, the old stamp pads, some papers and things. So I feel like I should just take a minute and do that off camera, and then I can show you, if necessary, what I kept. But once this is sorted, then you can see the progress. Hopefully, so far, again, 50% has not left. It's probably going to take me a day or two, truthfully, to finish up. So I'll get back to you later today or on another day. We'll see. Okay, I just wanted to share with you. It's taken me about an hour, but I did go through, and not only did I test these inks that were old stamp pads for distressing, but I also decided to take a minute and go through the bigger tub, and that was worth it because I did find a few that are no longer working very well. So this whole tub right here, these are all going in the trash because they are not juicy anymore. Before you cry about this, there they went. Before you be too sad about that, I have had those for easily 20 years or more. They've received a lot of use. I have stamped lots of things with them over the years, and it wasn't that long ago actually that I tested out some of these, at least the ones in the big tub. So anyway, these have been used quite a lot, so they've lived a good long life. They've done what they needed to do, and it's okay because they're old, right? And they got used. If they were old and had never gotten used, that would have been way more sad. Out of that box, this one is still quite juicy. This Memento Rich Cocoa is juicy enough to do distressing with. This Fabrico green ink is also fairly juicy, good enough for distressing with. And so now I pretty much have a free tub. I'm going to take that sticker off because I may decide to move my distress inks into this. They don't have a place right now. They're just sitting on my craft cart. So I'm thinking they may actually go in here, and then I'll have a nice spot for them, but I haven't quite decided yet. So success, finally, that is reduced by more than 50%. In this big tub, I did go through and test all of them. When you consider that I just tossed away a bunch of pads that are at least 20 years old, so are these, and these are very juicy. And these, you know, so there's quite a few still that work really well, and shocker, these two old ones from Dots, these are still going strong. Dots became close to my heart later, but they are just so wonderfully juicy. I love the color. The only downside to these is that the little edge here sticks up above the pad, and so using them on larger stamps was very difficult. But anyway, that's, you know, when you compare that, I have these that are all still quite juicy from that time period, as well as these Marvy Matchables. I have 4 of these. I tested them not that long ago, and they're going strong. So it's just, you know, kind of a toss-up. Half of them were needing to be replaced or tossed, and half of them are still really, really juicy. How many times can I say the word juicy? Anyway, these are all going. These were the little ones that came out of this bin. More. And then, weirdly, all of these white ones are very dried up. This Memento Luxe I'm sad about because I only got this like 4 years ago, maybe. It should not be dried up at all, and it is. So there it goes. These are not dried up, but they're on the way out, so they'll get added to the distress tub with these. So these can be used for edging and distressing. They won't act the same as a Tim Holtz distress ink, but they will add nice color around an edge. And then this one is Old Olive, and I just tossed a bigger version of that color. So this one is more inky than the one that I just tossed anyway. And then these were the little sponges I had stored away in there, so I kept the colors that correspond with the pads I'm keeping. So there's that. And then I am going to toss this thing. It's from Ranger Ink, and it's a stamp cleaner thing, but it crumbles every time I use it. It's for scrubbing, you know. I bought it because I thought it would be a nice replacement for my Stampin' Up one. This one that I use quite often, even yet, it's pretty stained. But let me tell you, that one still works better than this one, and this one's falling apart, and I just haven't tossed it. Today's the day. Today it leaves forever. Now, I do have quite a few of these Stampin' Around wheels, and then these little ink cartridges I had bought ages ago, and yes, I did just test them. And the ones that are open, the 3 that were open, still have a lot of ink in them, so that I would guess that the ones that are still sealed are as good, if not better. These are just water blending pens and a couple of brushes, so they live in here because that's where I go to find them when I am stamping. And then I've been keeping my StazOn refills in here too. This is not the best place for them. I'd like them with my other refills, and maybe instead of putting stamp pads in here, maybe I'll put all of my ink refills in here because they do need a better spot. They're just kind of all squashed together over on my craft cart. So I did reduce this quite a bit. This is definitely reduced. I feel pretty good about that. And here you go. This is where I was testing out all the colors and the wheels. See, so I'm giving you the straight story. In case you're wondering, yes, that's all the colors. Dedication to the cause. Okay, so I gotta go make dinner, and then I'll come back and probably work on this some more tomorrow. I feel really good about this. I'm very happy that that worked out this way. And it is really astonishing how long some of those stamp pads can last. Even in, you know, this isn't it. It's not airtight, but it's a fairly well-sealed box, as well as this one. So that takes care of that cubby hole. And I think I did some good work over there. The tickets have already been pre-sorted. These are ones I've stamped. I sorted through these, I don't know, a little while ago so that I could get them organized. I don't think I'm going to get rid of anything in here. Just want to focus on using them up. I already pared them down to the colored ones, and this roll of tickets was stored in a different spot, so I'm just going to keep it in here with these now, which makes better sense. And these, I think I have gleaned as I have gone through other areas of my craft room, so I'm just trying to make sure that all the like is with like and start using these up. So really not that much to get rid of, just organizing and putting similar pieces together. Then I only have to look in one place. These are labels. We'll see if there's any in here I don't want to have anymore. These were labels I was storing in here to label things, different packs and things from my shop, but I'm gonna put them back with my mailing supplies because more often than not, I'm wanting to white out a space on an envelope. And so these are good for that. I was just looking for some like this the other day, so I'll put those back over in my office supplies. These, I like them, but they're slick. Now, there's two different kinds of labels. Some are for using in my journals, and some are for labeling my supplies and the bins and things. So they have a variety of uses. I picked these up at the Dollar Tree, and I don't know that I've actually ever used them because they're pink, so I'll put that in the maybe. This is going in the maybe. This is the yeses. They all have different uses, you know. This is a maybe, and the reason why is because I'm not a fan of these glossy labels. So, I know I'm just resorting what I just touched. More labels. Yeah, so there's decorative elements, and then there are things that are actually for labeling supplies. These technically aren't a label, they are little, what do they call it? The German scrap, but they're kind of like labels because they're sticky. They're kind of like an old lick and stick style, so I keep them in here because that's where I look for them. I love using these. I use these all the time. So here's my yeses. Okay, I have some of these somewhere else, and I'm going to put these also with my office supplies because I thought I'd use them in journals, but I think better for Christmas cards. And I will go collect the other batch of these that I have and put them back in this package. And then I have pretty much a lifetime supply of Christmas holiday labels. These are just various labels for stamping on and then peeling off to see what kind of interesting designs they make. Same with this. Let's see. So they have a use. These are label holders, like that. More. These are shiny. These are shiny, but I thought maybe I could use the alcohol inks on them and make tape. I think I found these at a thrift store. They were in a bunch of stuff. Here's the ones I demoed in a recent video. These can all go there. Yeah, I found these at a thrift store, so I thought they would be good for scrapbooks and stuff. They're meant to be run through your printer, so I'm not sure. I'm going to take a look at them again. Here are the clear, shiny ones. No, I haven't used them since I bought them. I haven't even thought about them really, so I'm gonna donate these. I think I have plenty of labels. Okay, so it wasn't 50%, but some things are getting relocated. Oh, let's see. This will go in the donate, I guess. It was just now in the maybe later, but it's donate. I do like the look and the vibe of these, and I think when I'm doing certain scrapbooks, or not scrapbooks, but certain journals, the 70s kind of look is kind of fun to have. I don't know. I just think they make useful labels, so I'll probably hang on to them. And then these, I think I'll go ahead and donate. I really got them because they were pink, but I have plenty of labels. I think I might have used them once, and I can't even remember now what for, so. And I know these are a little shiny, but I have used these in other journals and things, so I do like having them. So where can I tuck these? I guess I'll tuck them in with here. I guess we made a little bit of headway in that one. So that one's done, and now these are flannel graph things. That one's trash, so it can just go away. They make great accents in journals. And then I also have some pieces I've cut out of books that are in the same style. These are all for tuck spots and embellishments, so I guess I better get to doing that. These are all flannel graph pieces I've ordered off of eBay and Etsy. And then these I cut out of books and backed, which I have a video on how I made these paper dolls. Everything in here is basically under the category of paper doll in my mind. So I was using up old stickers a long time ago to make cards and things, which I just don't make cards anymore. I like that one. This one, again, just playing around with stamping sentiments and then trying to use them again. And trying to use up my scraps to make something useful to put on a card. That'd make a cute tag, wouldn't it? So I don't know, I haven't been using them. I don't really have much use for them. And then these were the blanks. The blank backgrounds to stamp things on. I was just playing around using up scraps. It's all very nice, but even when I look through here, I'm kind of uninspired. So I don't know. I mean, it's just bits of paper. Paper I'm tired of looking at. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to ask you, what do you think I should do with all of these things? Because my first instinct is to toss them, but you might have better ideas, so help me out. Here are some more. These were just playing around with sentiments to make stickers and things to go on cards, embellishments. And I just haven't used them. I was messed around with this back in, I don't know, I was coming back into the paper crafting, so I'm going to say it was around 2016, 17, and so here they are still. I was just trying to make something usable out of these. I like that one. That one's a good one. But that one might work for like baby or history, family history. That one too, because I still have to make over my baby albums for my children. I'm sorry I'm a little hoarse today. It's just the way it is. All right, so I will toss these. Hope you're not cringing, but as far as these, not sure, still not sure, so tell me what you would do with them and maybe that will give me a good idea. But I can stick them back in there. That's a bigger thing. Okay, so these were ones I pre-stamped to use as card things. See, I feel like some of these could go for scrapbooking and that sort of thing. I like that one a lot. You know, sometimes it's just nice to have them pre-stamped, but I have the stamps. I can literally re-stamp them. That's a nice one to have handy. So I guess I don't necessarily need to hang on to them because I can always just re-stamp them. Some of them just look really nice though. They're nice, good job of stamping. Thanks a bunch, which I never use. I still like this one a lot. So I had been stamping on scraps in various inks to see if I could make something out of them. This is pre-printed on the computer. That was for cards I was selling in my shop. And that's been done for a few years. This is rad. Yeah, I mean, seriously, if I want it again, I can quite honestly re-stamp it. And I have all of these that were typed up. They're on my computer, so I don't need to. I guess it was just more killing time and practicing with my ink colors, and some of these ink colors I don't even have anymore, so. Yeah, I don't think I need to hang on to them. I can just restamp it. Thank you guys for helping me think through that. Because I'm not making cards. Yeah. Okay. They're just taking up space. Voila, voila. Got a lot of that one. Recycling. Oh, there's a label. Want that. Okay. So these few I will hang on to. And then in here, these are just words that I cut out of things or that look good or that I punched out of cards. And these were other ones that I have pre-stamped like to make my own embellishments. So these probably should just sit in there because they fit. There we go. Done these. And then I have oversized, these are like random shapes that have been punched. And I have punched shapes in my drawer over there I recently organized. These were in a pack that I received as a gift. My daughter's mother-in-law, or my son-in-law's mom, however you wish to say it. A lot of these were in her stuff, and she was clearing out her paper crafting stuff, so I kept the ones I was interested in. They're just really big, so I thought they'd be interesting for scrapbooks or what have you. So they just live in the bottom because they're all kind of big, but they kind of are in the same category with ephemera shapes, which again, I have a drawer over there, so maybe I need to figure out how to combine them all. And then these are negatives of shapes I punched out, and then these were just the negatives that were left over after I used my die cutting machine on them. This was from an old scrapbook paper. So for the moment, I know these live in this bin, and that's kind of where I would look for them. You know, I've purchased things for journals and I've purchased things for scrapbooking, and so I just need to get them in use. Hey guys, I am about midway through working on cleaning out the calyx unit. It is taking me much, much longer than I had anticipated and than I really wanted to. I've also had to take a couple of weeks off for taking care of some things around the house, and then we went on vacation for a week. But I thought I would show you. Do you guys feel like I'm making progress in here? I kind of look and I get overwhelmed. But then after coming back from my trip, I do feel like I have made some extra space in here, which makes me happy. So I wanted to just kind of give you guys a gander around the craft room just to see and get your take on it. See what your thoughts are, if you feel like I'm making progress on this decluttering thing. And I guess part of why I feel like I'm not is just because it has taken me so long to go through this one section, this shelf right here. And each one of these little bins that I was hoping would only take me 5 minutes has probably taken me a couple of hours at least a piece, because I went through each and every item and every packet in every bin. And so I have reassigned and reapportioned and kind of just rearranged how I had things separated out. I left these little clippy notes to myself on here just so I can remember what's in there. I don't think those are going to stay on the front, but for now I can remind myself what's in each spot and how I had it set up. So I'd like to think I'm making progress, but I definitely still need to go through these bottom 3, and then hopes are that I can get this all squared away in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video here. My goal overall was to try to reduce every space by about 50%, and I really don't think that I accomplished that. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. How am I doing? Does it look like I'm making progress, or do I still have a long way to go? You won't hurt my feelings. I will say I think I bit off more than I can chew, and I'm just really not sure that I can get this project done in a timely manner, or at least not in the time that I had hoped for. I did get a chance to go through that fourth row where all of those bins with the blue lids are. And so I have gone through that, but the bottom two rows I never have gotten to. I will keep after it. I'm not going to give up, but I am definitely intimidated and definitely feeling like I have bitten off way more than I can chew. So that's it for this week. Until next week, be inspired, do something creative today, and I'll talk to you in the next video.